What's up, Buzz Squad? It's your boy Bryce, back at it again with Netman. What? Netman? I haven't seen you since the dawn of time. Well, here we are. And let's get started. So, we have the cornerstone of the deck, the combo piece itself, Netman. Running 4 of each. You have to run these. This is just how the game ends. Because you have the OG that burns your opponent for 3, excuse me. You burn him for 3 after you pay a gauge and dumping a soul from him once per turn. But then you'll have plenty of other ways to quote-unquote flicker him back into play, so that way you can do it again. And then the other combo piece that essentially makes this viable for the meta as a rogue deck is the hero, the super warrior version of him, which is a size 2, so you already get around the problem that is antimatter cloud, so thumbs up on that. You call him for a 2 gauge by blopping him on top of your guy, and then when he attacks you put a soul into him, and then you gain 2 life, and then you can counteract, dump all souls from him to burn your opponent for 1 for each soul that he had at the time. So him by himself already is like, I want to say an average of 8 damage, 10 damage even, because then he's going to grab ret 2, he'll gain your 4, and the game just ends. The game is done. So then, of course, to get your engine rolling, you have the 3 hyper energies and 1 this is hyper energy. I think the 1 this is hyper energy is fine because realistically you need to open hyper energy to get your combo going, because much like any other hero world build, it takes a lot of gauge, a lot of resources to get the whole thing going, and this was a very welcome addition since you literally only care to find this card and that's it. And the fact we got a tutor for it is sensational. So then, speaking of tutors, we have 4 Control C. Finds you any missing computer that you need, mainly like either your Netmans or your other resource gainers. It's a shame it's a once per turn, but you gotta run 4 because you are not going to give your opponent a turn to play the game, because that is just the way the game is now. So then we got 2 Buddy Grandes and then 2 superhero times. So 1 basically just looks at top 3, gets you a gauge, gets you a card, and then, well, it gets you 2 gauge and gets you a card for 1 life. Phenomenal. And then this one, 90% of the time you're going to choose computer, but there's the off chance that because the original one is also a superhero, you could also grab the impact because he's also a superhero as well, on top of being a super warrior. So that's a very niche thing you can do as well. So look at top 5, put some in your hand, rest at the bottom, and it's awesome that the fact it's a counter, so it keeps up with the speed of the deck. Then we got 3 the futures. Look at top 4, put, what is it? You put any number of super warriors in your hand, and then the rest of your gauge. So basically, you're going to find your impact, and then gauge 3. If not, gauge 4. It's already better than Superhero Talisman, and on top of that, it also finds your impact. 2, I'll pass judgment on you. You can either grab back a superhero, super warrior. Well, you can grab back an impact or stand a superhero, super warrior, which is very crucial if you're trying to push for damage with your impact, or if you need to get back your impact, because this whole deck centers around that impact, if not the Netman, and that's why this deck is so good, is because of that impact. We got 3 Protocalu. Usually she'll draw you a card with your other computer on board, but on the niche chance she can dump a soul to get you 2 gauge. So being flexible like that is great. And then, of course, Control C, you can find it, all that fun stuff. So, and then we have Mirror Effect, True Draw Extra. Basically, just pay a gauge to draw 2. It sometimes gains you life and damage, but very, very rarely. But it's basically just Pot of Greed. Instant speed Pot of Greed. Then, of course, we got the 4 logouts and the Gambit. Their whole job in life is to reset your Netman and just to keep your engine rolling. Sometimes you'll get back the Protocol loop for other reasons, but it is namely just to reset Netman. That's their job. And then we got the Soul Boys, which is 4 Ancient Weapon Pilot Dash. We got 4 Special Weapon Virus Buster. And then we got 4 Computer Warrior Archive. And last but not least, 2 Buddy Option. Their entire job, it doesn't matter what they do, their whole job is to feed your Netman souls. Because this is what you need to do the combo. To kill them in one turn. Because this one is nice for removing cards on your opponent's board and then gaining life. This one gives your item penetrate if you really need to, which is crucial, especially if they're just sitting there with a flunky in the middle, just to guarantee that they die. This just fills the soul, and then this one makes sure that your guy doesn't get nullified by your opponent's effects to protect your combo. Because at heart, it is a combo deck. Your opponent will not get a turn. And then your opponent's going to be real sad panda that they decided to show up the table in front of you. But other than that, that was Netman. It's not fancy, but it's interesting that the newer set allowed this deck to flourish the way it did. And I'm actually kind of surprised nobody's really picking up on this. But other than that, why don't you go ahead and data bust the like button, and go ahead and let us know what you think in the comment section, whether you love it or hate it. We have an affiliate code for a TCG player to get a discount on all the singles you buy through our code. And then check us out on Instagram and Twitter. But above all else, have fun.